The theory of evolution accords with the series of Kabbalah better than any other theory. Evolution follows a path of ascent and thus provides the world with a basis for optimism. How can one despair, seeing that everything evolves and ascends? When we penetrate the inner nature of evolution, we find divinity illuminated in perfect clarity. Ein Sof generates, actualizes potential infinity.
The concept of evolution did not originate with Charles Darwin. It has been the essential ingredient of all pagan religions and philosophies from time immemorial. For example, optimism, pantheism, stoicism, Gnosticism, and all other humanistic and polytheistic systems, all beliefs which assume the ultimacy of the space-time-matter universe, presupposing that the universe has existed from eternity, are fundamentally evolutionary systems. The cosmos, with its innate laws and forces, is the only ultimate reality. From this perspective, it becomes obvious that most of the great world religions, Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Hinduism, animism, are based on evolution. This is attested to in two books which have left an indelible mark upon the occult.
It will be an easy task to show that the cosmogonical legends all over the world are based on a knowledge by the ancients of those sciences which have allied themselves in our days in support of the doctrine of evolution, and that further research may demonstrate that those ancients were far better acquainted with the fact of evolution itself, embracing both its physical and spiritual aspects, than we are now. The occultists of the ancient world had a most remarkable understanding of the principle of evolution. They recognized all life as being in various stages of becoming. They believed that grains of sand were in the process of becoming human. The ancients maintained that the universe was a great living organism, not unlike the human body, and that every phase and function of the universe body had a correspondence in man.
This New Age Babylonian religion is taught in our schools under the guise of evolution.
Millennia before Charles Darwin, people in shamanic cultures were convinced that humans and animals were related. Judging from the material that we have, the Babylonians seem to have believed in a kind of evolution, for they evidently regarded the first creative powers, the watery waste and the abyss, as the rude and barbaric beginnings of things, the divine powers produced from these first principles.
When the West brought Darwin's pseudo-beliefs to India, it gave credence to their worship of the monkey god Hanuman.
In gratitude for this important finding, so unexpectedly confirming their ancient legend, they very nearly promote philologists to the rank of the gods. Darwin climaxed this whole subject. With the spread of Western education and scientific literature in India, the people became more than ever convinced that we are the descendants of their Hanuman, monkey god. Once that science, in the person of Darwin, supports the wisdom of the Aryans, there is nothing left for us to do but to submit. And, surely, it is better to have Hanuman, the poet, the hero and the god, for a forefather, than some other monkey. According to Hindu cosmology, the origin of all things was a vast expanding centrifugal force or explosion, which today we call the Big Bang. The principle of this explosion that gives birth to the world is called Shiva. The Big Bang theory of modern scientists is strikingly similar to the way some Jewish mystics describe the creation. For if the Big Bang theory is accurate, scientists may be confirming the creation myths of the Jewish and Hindu mystics. Just as science has confirmed the ideas behind Jewish and Hindu creation myths, so it has lent credibility to other statements Jewish mystics have made about the universe.
While the groundwork was laid to persuade people that evolution was a science, the world of the occult was being hardened in their midst. Added to the equation of evolution was the notion that if we had evolved from matter to human, then the last stage is from human to being a god. Once this lie had gained acceptance, the time was ripe for Lucifer's genesis of lies: ye shall evolve and be as gods.
Everybody from Jesus Christ to Adolf Hitler would be seen as someone who we can identify with because we are all one.
I think that certainly there is every potential for all of us as spiritual beings to merge as one.
We've mastered the evolution of the physical body. We've mastered the evolution of the mind, or we're moving in that direction. So we're coming to a time where we're using this perfected, quasi-perfected body, this opening and perfecting mind, to access the true perfection of the universe, which is the spiritual dimension. And that's, I think, our purpose on earth, and I think we're understanding that, is to make ourselves whole, to become one with ourselves, and then to realize our godhood.
And I believe that everyone has Christ consciousness within themselves, and all they need to do is go inside and realize that and bring it forward and be that Christ consciousness.
This, the evolution of man into Superman, was always the purpose of the ancient mysteries. Man, who has sprung from the earth and developed through the lower kingdoms of nature to his present rational state, has yet to complete his evolution by becoming a godlike being and unifying his conscience with the omniscient. While natural selection does not adequately describe the inner development of humans, especially since it has been interpreted materially, yet evolution is not just a scientific theory of the development of life forms, but a great cosmic principle describing the development of consciousness. Many researchers now espouse the ageless wisdom teaching that consciousness precedes matter, and that the material universe is the outer, dense expression of divine consciousness, the outer embodiment of a divine idea.
Darwin was a pawn in the game of Satan to erode people's confidence in the Bible. All the previous religions we have mentioned that have similarities with the theory of evolution also have parallel beliefs with the Kabbalah. This is why the liberal Kabbalists romanticize evolution in their publications.
Our civilization has been transformed over the past century and a half in no small part by our acceptance of a new tale of origins, one that began with Darwin and is refined daily by the work of life scientists and physicists. Scientists are the new Kabbalists of our age, claiming even to know the black hole out of which being itself came to be, speculating on the first few seconds of existence, as our ancestors once did on the highest triad of the 10 Sephirot, or rungs of divine being.
The New Age Kabbalists fell for Satan's first lie. The following quotes will show how they apotheosized themselves.
God places himself for display upon earth in the likeness of the Jew. The Hebrew is the living God, the God become flesh, the heavenly man, the Adam Kadmon. The soul of a Jew is truly a part of God above.
Not only do the New Age Kabbalists claim that they can become gods, Rabbi Yehuda in the Zohar says that in the near future they will have power to create worlds and raise the dead.
In the name of the Rav, Rabbi Yehuda said that in the future the righteous will create worlds and raise the dead.